Braggadocious,
I mean,
really.
so welcome, welcome, welcome to all the people. Our schedule, 100% on me, has been so messed up. Nobody's even here yet because I said we're going to start at 6. No, let's make it 7, and then we started 15 minutes early. So I'm guessing people will join us.
Oh, Katie's here. Good, good. Thank you.
Chris.
In all our chaos.
Oh my goodness, so much chaos in my world. I will explain, like, yeah, I just totally forgot that we had said we were going to be an hour early today. I was like, I'll go with you to pick the pizza up.
Oh, you offered, dear, dear.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, that's right. Donnell goes until 7. All
Great.
good, all good. We are all
Here.
over the place. Yes. But I will be bragging about my ribbon.
Yes, probably all night.
One of
It's
the things, Jennifer, that we did not talk about, I kept looking at it when she gave it to me. Like, I didn't know if there was like first, second, third place. I didn't know like
Hi,
what.
Jane. Hi, Jane. Jeannie.
Um,
Jeannie?
Jeannie.
Jeannie.
um, so I kept looking at it. It was like Judge's Choice Award. I didn't know really what that meant. Like, is there a first place? And I got like the honorable mention Judge's Choice. Like, I really didn't know what it meant. And then I realized later what it means is arts and crafts division. They were acting like I knew what I won, and I didn't. I was like, all I know is I have a ribbon to put next to a quilt that probably will never sell now. That is just, hey,
Wow.
once I properly threaded my serger, and I probably should have made a ribbon for me. Hey, Sherry.
Hi, Sherry.
Um, so as it turns out, there were 2 awards given. There's both of them Judge's Choice. One was for the arts and crafts division. The other was for fine arts. Apparently, we are arts and crafts, not
Well,
fine arts.
she did
I was like,
say, and it was an issue for them. She said it a couple of times that they didn't know where to put us, so that next year she was hoping that we would clarify it. It looked
right.
like
She said
they had a hard time deciding which category and
to
would
put
like to
people in.
leave it up to
Yes,
you. They'd like to leave it up to
yes.
you next time.
And I don't know where I definitely am not fine arts, but I think arts and crafts is a little um not accurate either.
But she didn't say fine arts. She said she called it another by another name. I can't remember what
Okay.
it was.
Yeah, I in my brain she said fine arts, but it could be completely crazy. Um so we weren't judged on other quilters. We were judged, so it was an art market. So there were we didn't even get a chance to go walk down, or I guess you did, Mom. What other kind of artists were there?
Oh, it was crafty things, like and I just quickly walked by. I didn't really stop and look, but just all kinds of crafts,
Like
jewelry.
photography, print, jewelry, um, woodworking thing. I mean, just it was an art market. And
Right.
so what they did was they went to each booth and gave us a little card and said, "Put this on the product you want to be your best show or your showstopper,"
Or,
I think is
or
what
to
they
be
called it,
judged on.
to be judged. So I just picked the rice dryer quilt because it had Highway 14 on it, which is the highway that runs through the area. It was a Vermilion parish, and so it was relevant. So I picked the most relevant piece of art that I had in our booth, and the thing on it, and that's why it won. I talked to the judges later. So we were competing against other mediums. We were the only fabric art there that I'm aware of.
I think so.
And so because it was relevant to the area, they said they really liked that.
And it's probably one of your better pieces too.
And it is, yes. So I don't think I can sell it now. I mean, for a price maybe, but I don't know. So yeah, so I got the Judge's Choice Award. Look how cute the ribbon is.
It is.
So there's that. Oh, it's been 2 weeks.
It was a
Jenna, what you
busy
working
day.
on?
That day was very busy because it was a long day. We got there early. What time did it open? 8 or 9?
9. We
But we
had to
were
be
there
set
at,
up by 8:30.
yeah, we were there at 7 and it didn't end till 4. And we had to, it went by quickly though. It wasn't that bad, but it was a long day in the end. I was tired when I got
And
home.
thank you, Katie. I am, or Chris, I should say. And don't think I'm not going to be bragging about that from now until the end of time. The worst part of the day, and Jennifer and I have been to many, not many, but markets where we sell our wares. Never have we been somewhere that does not sell adequate food.
That's true. Most places have too many food booths that you
Yeah, that you
can't
have
pick.
that you can have food from whatever. So there was I'm trying to choose my words wisely here. There were 3 events going on Saturday at the same time within walking distance. There was an art exhibit for children, for art programs at schools. So there was like high school artists and middle school, and all the art teachers had displays for their schools, and the kids were there with their families, and that was like just really cool. I wish I could have gone and looked at the art that they had. But so that was going on in like the town square. And then we were in the road that goes from the town square to the courthouse?
Straight to the courthouse. Exactly.
Yes.
It's such a
So there's 2
quaint little
circles.
it's a quaint little setup. There's a town square and it's and you can the traffic has to go around it, and then at the end of the circle you go straight, that road goes straight to the old courthouse. It must have been built in the early 1900s, or
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah,
very scenic little town. They've done a couple of movies there.
yeah. And so we're on the street that connects the 2 circles, the 2 big roundabouts, huge, circles. And so it was really cool. So people had to walk, the walkway to get to the other event. So the art market was event number 2. And then the other event was a Sicilian food festival. So you think, okay, great, there's a food festival going on. The food festival says you can't have food at the other 2 events because we want to sell all our food and make all our money at the food festival. Makes perfect sense. They did allow one of the high schools to sell hamburgers, barbecue burgers. So those were the only food. You could go to the Sicilian food festival or you could buy a hamburger.
Okay, but the food festival that you're talking about was 3 blocks away. And I was very tired walking there to get you something to eat.
Because it was 2 o'clock
And
by
it
this
was,
point, and we still had not eaten.
and when I got there, all they had was ice cream and sweet things. There was only one booth that had food, and I'm sure it was very good pasta, a couple of pasta dishes and other things, and they were sold out.
So We did try the burger earlier in the day as soon as they were available. We were like, yeah, go get a barbecue. I love a barbecue hamburger. I could eat hamburgers all day, every day, and pizza. Jennifer got the hamburgers, brought them back. I bite into it, and it was like biting sand, gritty. You know, when you're at the beach and you accidentally get sand in your food, that gritty, dirty, burnt, bad, not clean barbecue flavor. Jennifer ate hers. Did you eat yours?
And I did, and other people around all would come up to us and say, "Did you take?" Nobody liked the burger, but they all ate it. Everyone ate it except you.
I did not eat mine. No, I don't think everybody ate it.
They did. They did.
Um, so I had one bite of a burger, and then I ate the buns, and then the food festival ran out of food. So between 7:30 when I left my house in the morning. Now normally I bring food with me
We do
because
usually.
we're there all day and we don't want to spend all this money, you know, and you never know what, but I was running late as usual. And so I left the house without any like protein bars or anything. Hey Rena. Um so I did not eat. I had one bite of the hamburger and the bun, and I ate the bun and not the burger. And it got home at 6 o'clock, and by that point I was like, I'm not even hungry. I'm so hungry. I'm not even hungry
Well, we were tired too.
and tired. And I did unpack the car when I got home.
Oh gosh, I couldn't. I could not.
So sometimes when I get really tired, I may have had a drink and I didn't eat all day. And sometimes when I get really tired and I'm all amped up, I like to sing.
Oh dear.
There may have been solo karaoke in my house, but I was so tired it only lasted till 10 o'clock.
Oh dear. Hey,
Hey,
Jordy.
Jordy. Um, and that for those of you who missed it,
Oh, here we go.
we were competing against all the artists at the market. Apparently, I'm an arts and craft award-winning artist.
You have been very crafty since you were a little kid, I have to say.
There's a song about being a crafty. I can curse, right? I'm a crafty bitch.
Oh, I think you bought me a pair of
Jennifer and I,
socks. Didn't you buy me a pair of socks that say that? Is that
yeah,
a,
it's a song.
it must be oh, it's a song from a
There
song?
is a song.
Oh,
I think the socks were just,
okay.
So in our lives outside of YouTube, Jennifer and I curse a lot. But we try not to do it on here because
It's
I think we've talked
inappropriate.
about this.
It's inappropriate.
We are particularly fond of the F word. I'll leave it at that.
Oh, okay. Let's tell them where it started, though.
New Orleans.
Yes, and we were just walking down Bourbon
Jennifer's
Street.
ex-husband, her deceased ex-husband.
Well, he wasn't there. He wasn't there, but we were thinking about him at the time.
He was the inspiration.
The inspiration, yes. So we were walking down Bourbon Street. My sister, Sarah, and Amber liked to run the Crescent City Classic, and we did it for a few years. My other sister and I, Elizabeth, walked it once, maybe, but they like to run it. So we're there on Good Friday, and the run is on Saturday, right? Oh no, the run is on Friday.
Oh yeah. It's Good Friday.
And anyway, we were down Bourbon Street the night before, and all those lovely T-shirts down there in those windows, and we found one that we just loved, and we had to stand there, and I mean, for about half an hour, reciting
Laughing hysterically.
reciting what the T-shirt said, which we can't say it because it's too obscene. But and that, I think
It's
we
F-U, you effing F.
and we kept saying it over and over. It was just
I
hysterical.
have, I still have the shirt.
Oh, get out! That was man, maybe 20 years ago.
It's waiting to be made into a something.
Something, something, something.
Hey, Julia.
But
Yes.
we can blame it on that. That's how it all
Yeah.
started. We even
That's
talked about having a little back room at the shop or something.
yes. We want to have like an obscene. So we had this idea long before putting curse words into coloring books and on socks was cool. Like we've been, hey Judy, um, we've been talking about this for 20 years about putting beautiful curse words into like beautifully embroidered. And so now that's like a thing. But we were talking about it, not doing it long before
Yeah,
it
and we
became
do that a
popular.
lot too. We do have ideas, but don't act on them.
Yes, we are early tonight, guys, and I will be more than happy to explain. So last week I had a meeting, so I knew I was gonna not be available, but totally forgot to tell anybody except for
Myself
in my brain. I
included.
didn't even tell Jennifer. I
I
was
was
sitting
sitting
at
here.
this at a meeting with, 60 other ladies, and I get a text from Jennifer, "Hey, are we meeting tonight?" I was like, "Oh no."
What time was that? I don't remember how long I.
I didn't see it until 7:30.
Oh
So
dear.
you had sent it was like you sent it like 10 to 7, like, "Oh no, you said I didn't get an email."
Oh yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like, "Oh no." That's totally my fault because I got home from work late and it was crazy. Um,
Well, I know I can't get on without Amber,
yeah, I control the StreamYard. It's on my computer.
which is good. That's fine
Um,
with me.
so today the issue is that my son landed back on US soil last Saturday on my birthday when we were not eating all day. Same day my son lands on US soil, he's back. So he has 2 weeks off because he did this thing. Um so he was supposed to come home with his little family yesterday. And so we had it all planned out today and how it was all going to go. And then I learned my husband had invited everybody to go out to eat tonight. And I was like, oh, we're right in the middle of like eating time. So we moved it up an hour. And then my son texted me that they didn't show up yesterday. They're still in Houston. They didn't leave Houston until 4 o'clock. So they're not getting here until 9, 10 o'clock tonight. So our times were all off. And then I went to get pizza, forgetting that we had moved it up. And ugh, I cannot be trusted. Zaza said she didn't get a notification
Because there was none.
because I didn't send it.
she she forgot. Zaza, thank you so much for all the little gifts Amber shared with me, and Sherry too. Thank y'all.
Was it your
Last week I was waiting with my earrings on for the show to go on,
You did it.
and I texted Amber. I said, "Yeah, I had my earrings on and everything ready to
She
go."
did. So look at this, how cute.
Oh, that is.
I
Where'd you get that?
ordered something and they sent me a free mug, and so they said, "What do you want on it?" I was like, "Well, the cheeky quilters, of course."
What did you
That's right,
order?
Zaza. It was from Arctic. It was a cooler. I ordered a cooler,
Oh,
and this
okay.
was free.
Oh, I
So my
wonder what.
grandbaby is just a couple of hours away.
Oh, good, good.
Um, so Jen, have you been working on anything? Oh, tell them what you've decided about what you sold this weekend, what did well, what did we sell?
Well, I don't know if I talked about this about making those purses with the handles. Yeah, I think I showed them. I don't remember. Anyway,
You
they
did?
look like old fashioned little handbags with wooden handles that um, people who crochet and knit would put their supplies in. And so I made about, I don't know, 10 of them and sold a few. But everyone loved them. All the young girls loved them. But I've been thinking about this for a while that I like doing t-shirt quilts and I don't like having to learn a new pattern or learn a new design. Amber's been trying to encourage me to make smaller things to sell. And I know you guys have too, but it's so stressful for me to learn to do new things. And so Amber and I talked about it and so we agreed that I could just stick to t-shirt quilts and not have to do all those little things, which you know, I would like to do that, continue to do that. I have made a few jackets with quilted patches on them, and I've done one pair of blue jeans. Those seem to be very popular. There were a couple of ladies at the show. One had a beautiful shirt that she had bought from an art
It was a
association
jacket. I would I
jacket,
would say it was a jacket. Yeah.
and it was totally decorated with all sorts of patchwork and buttons and all. It was beautiful, really beautiful. Was it on the front and the
So
back?
yes, it was all over and on the bottom. And so the lesson for me to you from that lady, she paid $200 for it, and there was so much embellishment um that, like I said, Jennifer, you just need to add like 5 times more embellishment all over the jackets and triple the price. Because Jennifer charges 50 for her jackets, and then it doesn't have a lot of embellishment. But 50 is a good price. I mean,
Well,
um,
people love them too, and I think just people are not spending a whole lot of money right now, but they get a lot of attention. And the reason I didn't, and I was hoping because on Pinterest, there are so many beautiful pieces that I've looked at and I could copy, but I was just trying to get the main things done, and we have lots of stuff to embellish. We could do that, but it's so time consuming. That's the whole problem is that, it takes away from the quilting and you don't know if it's going to sell or not.
yeah. And
Thank
so
you, Zaza.
business,
I think that's
I
true.
know, I agree. I agree, Zaza. Um, because neither of us, this is not our main source of income. And so for me, like when we've done, especially Monkus Park, the farmers market, the first time we did it, if I don't sell anything, I'm totally okay with it. It cost us $40, which is not much, but we go and we have enjoyable conversations for the full 4 hours. There's constantly quilters and different people, and it's just nonstop enjoyable conversation. I mean, I don't know how else to characterize it. And so to me, um, if I don't sell anything, it's still beneficial. We still have conversations with people, and I would feel differently if our income depended on it. If we needed to sell things, it would definitely um, there would be it would much be more difficult, I guess.
Yeah. Thank you,
And
Judy. That
so,
would be nice having some hardware. Judy has hardware. She's going to give
oh
me.
yeah,
Yeah. I still haven't found that box of handles there somewhere.
that's crazy. That's crazy.
But
Um,
yeah, the embellishments I could do that. But
the other
we'll
thing is
see.
we get a lot of orders for t-shirt quilts. Um, and so what we've decided business-wise is that we will continue to take the t-shirt quilt orders, and Jennifer will do those, and she makes decent money on them. Not great, she doesn't charge enough, but we get enough business, it helps pay for our stuff, even though we're
And,
not making a huge profit.
and those are,
Um,
I'm very comfortable making them. I'm, pretty quick at it.
like right now I have 3 orders. 3 people have contacted me in the last month I'm just waiting on them to bring the t-shirts. Um,
And we probably had about 5 people that asked, "Oh, do y'all do t-shirt quilts also?" It seems that they have a
yeah,
hard
every time we go somewhere, we get that the cards we give out are because people want t-shirt quilts. Um, and there's always the debate about how many cards do you give out and do people actually contact you. Most artists will tell you people take their cards and then they never hear from them again. We hear from people. Like when we give them our cards, I mean, it's very low percentage. We might give out 500 cards and get, maybe 5 calls, which is very low percentage. But those 5 t-shirt quilts, that's something, you
because
know?
sometimes they'll order 2 or 3. That
Yeah,
happens quite often. I've had one lady
yeah.
order 3 for Christmas, or several order 3 at a time for Christmas for their children or
Of
something.
the 3 I have right now, 2 of them are a lady whose husband passed away, and she's making one for each of one of her daughters. And then the other one is somebody I've made one for in the past, and they have another child graduating high school that they need another one for the other kid. So, yeah. Grandbaby is due at the end of May. Thank you for asking, Zaza. I don't know if we know it's a boy, and I know the name, but I don't know if it's a secret, so I can't say, but it is so cute. So cute. Um,
Yeah, Delia, I have a pocket full of business cards at all these things, and somebody may be talking to Amber, and I'll walk up to them and give them a card.
mhm. Once I got a call once from I was having coffee at a local coffee shop, and there was a board full of cards, and I just grabbed one out of my purse and put it up there, forgot about it. Months later, I get a call from somebody that saw it and wanted us to fix a quilt. I don't know if she ever got in touch with you, Jennifer, but I ended up referring her to you because she had an old quilt that she wanted fixed.
That's another
Yeah,
thing that we get a lot of requests on, and they don't always come through, but I've done quite a few repairs.
yeah.
It seems that there are
Um,
not too many people that want to do that. It is you don't make any money on that, but I like to do it.
yeah. And yes, there's always local Facebook people. I get tagged all the time on Facebook. Somebody says they want a t-shirt quilt and somebody tags me in it or the cheeky quilter. So yeah. Um,
So I'm wondering
okay.
what are other people
Hey,
doing?
Sasha, I want to talk about what I'm doing
Okay,
because it's cool.
all
I have
righty.
updates. I have an
Okay,
update.
let's hear it.
Um, so Houston Quilt Festival.
Oh yeah.
We discussed me submitting the Louisiana quilt for the exhibit about the 50 states. Um, and so I think it was Brian that asked because if I used AI, was it cheating? And I was like, I don't think so because I told it what I wanted. Now I can't find the paper I was just looking for. I told it what I wanted, but I can't draw it, so it just drew it for me. Um, but as I was reading, oh, here it is. So I was reading the entry not for the exhibit, but for the judged quilts at the Houston International Quilt Festival for a judged quilt if you want to put it in to be judged. Um, you can't like AI is a big thing that they're like no AI, it can only be like a tiny percentage of what you do. And so I was like, "Oh, like I told it what I wanted, but I don't know like how do you figure out what percentage that is?" And then I ran across my original picture of what I drew, what I wanted, and all the things I wanted in it that I told AI to make for me. And it's pretty darn close. So I think that I'm good because I didn't say, "Hey, make me a quilt." So for the Christmas quilt, the New Year's quilt, I did that. I said, "Hey, what if I wanted to make a quilt for a Cajun New Year's? What would it look like?" And it created a quilt for me. That one would not qualify. In this one, I said, I want a Louisiana with a river running through it. I want the cypress tree on the left side. I need an alligator. I need some irises at the base of the tree. Like I was like very specific about what I wanted. So I think I'm good. And so I have my original sketch as proof because I think I might, depending on how it turns out, put it for the judged show. And it's not just because I won a ribbon this week that I'm feeling cocky.
No,
Part of what's going
we
on
talked
is
about
that,
that before. You talked about it before.
yeah, is that I, for my Louisiana, made these irises. Y'all, look how cute they are.
That did come out good.
Aren't they so cute? So it's a Louisiana iris, and I think once they're all in there, like it's gonna be so cute. So I kind of got cocky about my irises.
They are pretty though. Are they all purple?
The Louisiana iris are purple. There's another native iris to Louisiana, and it's the red iris.
Really?
Yes, and it's
I,
only in Vermilion Parish.
I've never seen one.
Well, you
Where could
wouldn't
I?
because they're extremely rare.
Where would I
You
see
can't pick
one?
them in a
In the
picture.
in a park? What about in the Palmetto Park State Park
That's the only place they grow,
in
is
Palmetto?
in Palmetto State Park. Yes.
I will go there just to see that.
Well, we should go and I can take some pictures.
I love
Um,
iris too.
yes. So I am like very excited about how the irises are coming out. Um, and it just got me very inspired. So the other thing that happened is everybody knows about Tabasco sauce, I'm guessing. The Louisiana iris is purple, I think, and yellow maybe, but irises in general do come in many other colors. Um, what was I going to say?
I forgot. I was writing things down. Um, let's see. What were we talking about?
Oh,
Oh, oh, oh.
I don't know.
I almost had it. Tabasco. Thank you, Delia.
Oh, Tabasco. Yes. Okay. So I was at the see y'all are paying attention. I love y'all so much.
Better than we are.
Um okay, so Tabasco. We were standing at our booth Saturday and I'm looking over at one of the artists who is has he's painted on cypress wood and different things like that. Um it's Tabasco. I just learned how to spell it recently. Um So I'm looking at his stuff and he's got some trademark Tabasco, the bottle. So I walk over and I tell mom, I said, I'm gonna go look and see what his take on the trademarking is. So I walk over there and I ask him, hey, like, aren't you worried about trademarks? And he started laughing. He's got a story about he's got written permission to do Tabasco products from Tabasco because it's local, it's here in South Louisiana. South in Avery Island, which is only about 30 minutes from where we are. So he has written permission to make Tabasco art. He said, but they said it has to be exactly like the label. He cannot deviate at all. If he's going to do it, he has to do it exactly. So really cool. Had a great conversation with him. And he said, like, he had some other stuff. So we have a local bread bakery, Evangeline made bread that he had this spice called Slap Your Mama.
So what was the art on wood? He did he.
Yeah, he paints on wood. It's really cool, like
I wish
cypress
I would have.
and like
I wish I would have seen it. I missed it.
he's kind of famous. Like he's got a like he does really well, and his stuff is really good. Um, so he said, as long as you don't mass produce it and you don't like make too much profit off of what you're doing, that they're not coming after you. So he's like, if you want to make one or two Tabasco quilts, he's like, you're probably fine. If you make 100 of them, you're not fine. And oh yeah, I do like crystal hot sauce too.
Yes,
I mean,
Sheila.
there's no bad hot sauce. It's just what are you
But
in the mood for?
you're right about that though. That's the correct recipe there.
Yeah.
Crystal sauce
Um,
is from hot sauce is from New Orleans, I think.
or is it New Orleans? I know it's around here somewhere.
Mhm.
So that was a really good conversation I had with another artist. I love meeting and talking to the other people. Oh, one other thing. I'm excited. Lucas is coming home. I feel like I haven't stopped talking. Um, one of the other artists was a photographer, and he had some really cool pictures. And he said, "Hey Danielle, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you had a great show. I was curious how your show with what was the guy Mama asked last week or 2 weeks ago if
Oh,
he
the
was
hot
hot?
guy. Yeah.
That was so funny. Um, See, I did it again. I got all excited. Oh,
Talking
so
about
he said every time he goes somewhere where his photography is animals, he has a photo session like at every crawfish boil or a crab boil or things like that. He'll take pictures of the animals, like photo sessions, and that's what he sells. And so I was like, so I bought one of his pictures and I said, "Can I make a quilt out of it?" And he was like, "Oh, I mean, we could," like, he was kind of awkward. I was like, "Never mind." And I realized we're having a crawfish ball at my house this weekend. And I'm going to take his advice and Tony Bernard's advice and make my own art. And I'm going to have a photo shoot with some crawfish to get some really good pictures that I can make into art. Because even the one that I won the ribbon for was my own picture that I took. So I need to start
I
with
like
that.
the idea of doing a Tabasco wall hanging though. That would be good.
Yeah. Because that was the first question that other artist asked me, how many did you make? Like it's not a mass produced t-shirt. I made one. And as a matter of fact, I brought it with. So this is the one that I can never sell because it's copyrighted.
Oh, it's
I
so
have it
cool.
hanging up. I know. I have it hanging up in my office. I brought it home today because of the thing tomorrow. But y'all, I stare at it all day at work. Isn't it awesome?
Hey, can't we put it in the show in the museum?
Yes, we probably
I'll,
could.
I'll need to bring it with me.
I just told him that I wouldn't sell it. But
Okay.
like, look how awesome it is.
It is. I love it.
The only thing that I look at that bothers me is this green should be wider right here. But I absolutely love it. I can see it from my desk. I stare at it all day and just I love it. Which is kind of crazy because most of the time, like I think with my own art, like all I see are the flaws or like I see it, it's finished and I'm moving on. But I love this one.
Tasha, do you like green hot sauce? I like not necessarily jalapeno. We have people in a town near here that make a lot of, I forgot what's the Louisiana hot sauce is made in St. Martinville. And they make a green hot sauce also out of green peppers, not They're not jalapenos. They're just
M-
green
My
pepper.
favorite is the garlic
Oh,
Cajun
nuts.
power.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that is good. But as hot sauces, traditional hot
It's not
sauces,
necessarily a hot sauce. Yeah.
but Louisiana hot sauce is they've been around for a long time. They're not as popular as Tabasco, but they're just as good, I think. Well, not quite, but
Tabasco international famous. Like
oh,
to me, you
it's
can't compete with that.
yeah. But I like the green. The green. It's just a green taste, and it's just hot sauce. Again, it's not jalapenos, but they're red. They're green hot peppers.
Yeah. Okay, so Delia, let me tell you the story about this. Every time I've copied somebody's work, I have asked for permission before I did it. For some, I don't know why reason, I just got it in my head that I wanted to make this one. And before I knew it, I made it, it was produced, and I had it. And then I was like, then I started feeling guilty because he's a pretty famous artist around here. He does a lot of a lot of big time art stuff. So, oh yeah, Frank's is good too. I like Frank's. So I made it before I asked him, which I had not done before. So after it was made, I went to his studio and he just happened to be there. It was a Friday afternoon and I think they close at 5 and I left work at 4:30. I got there. He was there. Like crazy, like just the fact that he was there was a big deal. And so I was like, "Tony," and he doesn't know me. I was like, "I have to talk to you about something." And he's like, "What'd you do?" He's like, "What'd you copy?" And I had it with me. And so I showed it to him. His first question was, "How many did you make?" And I said, "Well, I only made one." I said, "But I'm feeling so guilty about it that I I wanted to come and ask your permission. Like, I'm not going to sell it. I'm going to put it up in my office." And I could tell by his face and his wife or his manager's face that they were not happy about it. And so they ranted a little while about how people copy their stuff all the time. And I said, "Look, I'll give it to you. You can have it. I'll never make another one. But I love this picture." And he's like, "No, I mean, I can see how you made it your own. Just don't do it again and just don't sell it." And I was like, "Done, deal." And so I will never make anything from him again because he was so not cool about it.
And he does a lot of stuff. He does posters, T-shirts.
Like for
He's
big, huge music festivals, he's a
yes,
big deal.
yeah.
Yeah. And so, and I think maybe that's why I felt bad about it is because I know how famous he is. Um, so yeah, they said people rip their stuff all the time and don't give them credit. And I was like, I always give credit to the artist. Um, and so like I'll put the original with the quilt so people can see my work, and whatever. Um, yeah, it was kind of a weird reaction, but he would like I stayed long enough for them to feel good about it by the time I left. Like I didn't like tuck tail and leave. I stayed. I let them vent at me. I apologized profusely and then I
Mhm.
left. Yeah. And it was good. We were good by the end.
But that happens to a lot of famous people. I mean, you get that
Yeah.
sometimes, people copying your stuff. And I mean, the thing is to just stay ahead of it and move on and do something else so that people will
And it
keep
was
chasing
funny
you.
because the advice he gave me was just do your own thing.
Ugh,
And I was kind of like, well, my own thing is like doing cool Louisiana shit on a quilt in fabric. Like that's my thing. And this was a great picture and it looks awesome. Um, and he was like, yeah, but do your own thing. So I was
ah.
like, okay, I'm gonna take my own crawfish pictures. Yeah,
Yes, that's true, Zaza. It's very true.
yeah, yeah. And I did feel guilty about it. I said, I know as an artist, like we had some work at an exhibit and she was standing in front of one of my works of art, one of my quilts, talking about her quilting. And they were using my quilt as an example and like never gave me credit, never said that she didn't make the quilt that was behind her. And she was a quilter and blah 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 blah. And meanwhile, my quilt is behind her. And I think that's why I felt bad about that guy because
Which
I was like,
quilt?
I didn't like
Which quilt was it? I don't remember. I know it was on
it was an
TV.
Acadian flag. Yeah, it
Oh
was an
yeah,
Acadian flag quilt.
yeah, yeah,
And then she was like, "Yeah, quilting is a dying art. I'm just trying to learn it to preserve the art." There were some eye rolls. It's not a dying art.
I know it's really not. That always gets me too when people say that. Then I go into my whole little spiel. It's a do I say million or billion-dollar industry?
It's a multi-billion,
Billion.
$4 billion a year.
Yeah, yeah. That's my line.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a dying art. Just today on Threads, somebody said, "I think I want to learn how to quilt." I was real quick to be very welcoming and excited for her and let's do it. Yeah.
Tasha's doing a UFO. I'm trying to
Oh,
do that. I'm trying to do that too. Get everything done. I'm kind of slow right now, so I'm trying to finish things up.
um,
Unfinished projects.
a couple of weeks ago, do you remember I was doing the Acadian flag quilt for the guy that I forgot about? I thought it was due in April, but it was really in February. Well, he picked it up yesterday, and I made a video, so there's going to be a video coming out hopefully in the next like by Saturday. I just need to do a few more edits, and it'll be out. So I got that done and out, and he ordered another one.
Oh, nice. What
Yeah,
was it? What did you do for
it
him?
was the so he was the guy, y'all. This is the absolute sweetest. This lady and her mother were at our booth in October at Festivals Acadienne, and they were looking at the Acadian flag pattern. And they were like, "We don't sew, but we want that quilt." And I was like, "Well, I don't have one made." And they kind of like they were kind of snobby about it and they walked away. Well, a few minutes later, the younger girl's husband comes up and says, "I want to order one and give it to her for Christmas." So that was in October. So I made him one and sold it to him, and he gave it to his wife for Christmas. And then on the 23rd of December, he's like, "I need another one." So he just bought another one. I guess it's for his mother-in-law. And then he ordered a different quilt. He wants an LSU quilt. Hey, Jess, my friend, I hadn't seen you in a while. Yeah, so he ordered a third quilt, and I'm gonna be cheap because this is the third quilt he's ordered from me. And he's a young guy, and I want him to appreciate quilts. So it'll be a twin size quilt for $400. Okay, I'm
Wow.
lying. It's a queen size. It's a queen size quilt for $400.
Okay, the truth comes out.
I know. I couldn't lie. I couldn't lie. Um, but yeah, like I'm happy to make quilts and give them for a decent price. And yeah, it pays for the all of the product, not the time, but I'm okay with it. Yeah. Like so so the other guy that I talked to Saturday that painted the Tabasco stuff on wood, I told him the story of the the other quilt, and he said, and he kind of rolled his eyes. He's like, "Yeah, he's like they get their feathers all ruffled over any little thing." So like he was kind of making fun of him.
I like
He's like, "You're
the
fine. You're fine."
I like who just said they put their logo in the bottom faintly in the photography so that if they
Oh, it
reprint it,
comes out.
yeah, that's a good idea.
I What I think I'm gonna do for this one, I mean, I absolutely love this alligator laying on top of the accordion. Um, but I don't know how I can change it now that I've seen this. I can't undo it or make it different with the alligator on the top of it. So what I'm going to do is have an alligator playing the accordion. So
That's a good
just like
idea.
the top half of the alligator. Yeah. So based on other drawings that I already have of alligators, I'm going to do the alligator face with the hands on the accordion and like just the accordion be the bottom of the picture. So basically be an alligator face with an accordion. You heard it here first. I am not copying anybody. It's my own thing.
Yeah, wasn't there someone just saying that photographs are copied all the time? We talked
Yeah.
about that a couple of years ago at our guild, a famous case that they were warning about that the lady had copied from from a magazine and had done a quilt. The whole presentation was on that, on how to not do that, how not to copy.
Oh, really?
Well, you may not have been there. It was a
Okay.
famous magazine, and she copied it. I think she made a quilt or something, and they sued her, and they were using it as a as an example of what not to
Well,
do.
and I thought about the Dolly quilt too, like that's popular right now. I wonder if they got permission from Dolly to do that. They could have. Do you know
What
which one I'm talking about? It's a picture of Dolly Parton. It's a beautiful quilt. Um, yeah, and there's other quilts of other famous people, which I don't worry about the likeness as much as who took the picture.
Where did you see it?
It was all over like social media. It's kind
Um,
of famous, I think.
oh,
Yeah, see,
okay.
like that is so wrong to me.
Well, I think it's
And
illegal
that's
too. It's illegal.
also, and then there's that. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like if somebody took a picture of my quilt and put it on a calendar and sold it, I would be upset. So that's why I reached out to him and said, I won't sell them. I'll do my own thing.
As he suggested.
As he suggested. I'm just not good at drawing and his pictures are so awesome. It's really a yeah, I have thoughts. So tomorrow I am presenting at our guild on making the um oh, what does Jordy have an announcement? So
So,
so I'm presenting on the t-shirt. No, what's that called? The bead tree. How to make it. And we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna using that as my dry run of when I teach the class online. It's really the technique that I use, not so much the picture, because this is the same technique as the bee tree.
I'm glad I'm able to make because I don't know how to do it. I haven't, I know you gave a class at the shop one day, but I wasn't able to participate. I was doing other things. So I'm looking forward to watching and learning.
Well, good.
I haven't made one yet. I want to do an alligator.
I might, well, yeah, we'll have patterns for sale, but I don't know how many I have, and I don't have them online. I don't have a bead tree online, but I can add one pattern. And I have to say, It's the quilting that is the issue. The top is fun to make, but when you start quilting it, that's when it gets to be very tricky.
I can
So I
see
don't know how to communicate that. Yeah, that's going to be the biggest.
because those little pieces stick up. I've seen, and you've done very well. I've only, when I'm looking at yours or when I'm doing the binding, I'll see only a couple of them that are sticking up, the little pieces. That is
And I
that
don't mind.
the problem?
The problem is not that they stick up because I like that. It gives it depth and texture. The problem is, and I've never done one on my domestic machine, only on my long arm. The problem is that it gets caught when you're moving it, and it it pulls it, like it gets caught up in there in the threads, and then you have to stop it and cut it and then keep going. And it's very difficult to quilt
Is it the threads
because
from
they're
the?
not fully stuck down.
Is it the threads from the ragged edges?
No, they are not stuck to the. So
The
there's two
quilting.
ways to do it. If you have sticky backing on the entire little piece of fabric, it sticks down completely and you can sew over it and it doesn't flap. When you do it the way I do it, there's a little piece of fabric that is not stuck to the interfacing and it flaps. And so when you are quilting it, you have to make sure that that flap stays down and that it doesn't accidentally get up because it'll get caught up and it's a hot mess.
So Jody has an interesting question.
Yeah. If you look at Zataran's boxes of jumbo Lay's, crab ball rice, etc., products of Louisiana, you can make a quilt out of those pictures if the boxes don't say "do not copy."
Can you? She's
Um,
saying, can you make a
oh,
copy?
can I? So if there's a trademark symbol anywhere on it, technically you can't because it's trademarked. Or the little R or the T.
But in the case of
Unless they give you permission.
Tabasco,
Yeah,
unless
they
they
can.
give you permission.
Right. So the case with the guy who has permission, he worked on Avery Island in the salt mines, and he made an Adirondack chair um, with a Tabasco bottle on it. And somebody, as he said, somebody snitched and told Tabasco that he had this chair that he had made. And so they called him into the office, which was a big deal. And he was like going to the principal's office. So he goes in there and they're like, look, the problem is that you didn't copy it exactly. So in the future, if you make our stuff, you have to copy it exactly. And also, we need 5 of those chairs. Yes.
Nice.
It is exactly like Disney stuff. Yes. Disney is, I think, kind of infamous for not allowing you to do anything with their stuff. And there's some companies that are much more, yeah, Zaza, Disney's very strict. Um,
I'm surprised that Tabasco, that's pretty liberal of them allowing that.
yeah. Um, I think of, it's gonna sound funny because they're so big, but I think of Tabasco more as like a smaller company. Like I know they're huge, they're international, but they're still based. They have a small base here in Louisiana. Yeah. So all good stuff to think about. My youngest stepdaughter and her boyfriend were here when this started. I don't think they're here anymore. I think they ate and left. I can't hear them talking. Either that or they're all being quiet. Hi, Kathy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, I feel like I have been rambling for an hour. Have I?
I think you have, yes. Almost. Yes, an hour.
I was watching a video yesterday and I'm going to try this, okay? So to all of my replay, team replay, if you are still listening, please put a heart in the comments. I want to see how many people are still listening. Put a heart in the comments. I want to know how many people listen for an hour. And I don't even care if you have it double time and you're just wanting to know what we're talking about.
What the hell's
Because
going
I
on?
left the heart. Yay, Kathy. Oh, the start time. My apologies. I was a hot mess today. But in case you were wondering, I went a ribbon this weekend. Just saying.
It was very exciting. And I was just
And I'm
asking,
starting to walk up.
I had just mentioned a few minutes earlier, I think, are they giving prizes? Are they judged? Because we knew they had judged. They had come by the booth to judge. So I was just wondering about the prizes. And about 5 minutes later, here she comes.
And she
And
was
you
just chatting, like having casual conversation, and she had a Ziploc bag with a ribbon in it.
I know.
I was like,
Oh,
that ribbon.
yeah,
And so I
yeah.
was like kind of all casual, like just, hey, what's
Yeah,
up?
it's
And
true.
then finally, like she's taking the ribbon out, and I'm like,
And
it
I
was.
was curious that it wasn't a blue ribbon. So, and then she said it was judge's choice. So that was even better, I think.
I can make a quilt of my ribbon.
Hey, why didn't we think of that? Yes.
What I could do is make a quilt of their logo because it's kind of cute. But I do have to finish the quilt of the museum building,
Which museum?
the Gaynor Museum.
I did not know that. I didn't know you were doing that.
I have the pattern, but I need to make it.
Or did we discuss that and I didn't, and I don't remember?
That might be the case. Yes,
Okay. It is a beautiful building. I think
it
we
is.
did discuss that. I remember talking about that. I love the building. They're trying to repair it, and it's an old, how old is it? Do you know?
Uh, no.
It must be 100 years old.
Yeah, early 1900s, 1920 something maybe.
Mhm. And
Um,
it was going well. The repairs were going well until our town um, I don't know what they were doing. They were backing up to pick up trash in a town truck, and they hit the building and hurt the structure, damaged the structure worse than much worse than it was before. And so they've been
yeah,
working so hard to repair the building.
I can't believe that the city didn't have like some type of insurance to
I
cover
know,
that. Like
I
that's
know,
like,
I know. That's
yeah,
bizarre. But anyway, it's a beautiful building. I'm glad you're doing it.
yeah. I need to get it done. Yeah, it's on definitely on my list. Because when's our museum show in April? Like next week?
I think we need to, if you have time, it's a good time to mention this. I hated to bring it up to you, but we need to go in there and put that stuff up. Maybe Sunday. I could do it, but I don't think.
After Lucas leaves. We have to
Yeah.
go this Sunday to put it up.
No, I'm just suggesting Sunday would be a good time because next week is April.
Do they have a timeline?
I saw the lady Sunday and she said, "So you're coming in next week?" And I said, "Yes," which is this week. Okay, so I'm
You
thinking,
would think Zaza, but they didn't. They should have sued the city to get all 30 cents they're worth. Um, After Lucas leaves, I don't know what time Lucas is leaving on Sunday, but that's a possibility.
oh, he's leaving Sunday. Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. Okay. I hated to mention it, but I could bring everything there. I'm going to try to see her tomorrow or Friday and get a plan.
Okay.
All right.
Now, the following Saturday, like the 4th or 5th of April, that Saturday, I don't have, I can go
Okay.
all day.
They'll probably want it up before then, though.
Okay.
But I'll try. I'll talk with her probably Friday.
I'm glad that everybody's getting to witness this conversation.
It was a good time to bring
Sometimes
it
I
up.
forget people are watching.
I didn't know how to tell you or when to tell you. I know you're very, very busy.
So it's very public.
It's very it was just bad timing. I mean, we committed to this months ago last year,
Last year,
and who knew
like
that
9 months ago.
Lucas was going to be in?
I mean, I just found out 2 weeks ago that he was coming in.
Yeah, so
Okay. No, if he's leaving Sunday, so I don't know what time they're leaving. They have a 16-hour drive, so they might be leaving early. If so, then I'll kiss the grandbaby goodbye and then go.
no, how sad.
I know. I'll see him again in July though, when my new grandbaby is born. Somebody this week said, "Oh, you're not old enough to have grandbabies." I said, "Yes, I am. I'm way old enough. I should have way more than two at this point." All right, Jen. It's
All
been
is well.
fun.
I know.
So the meeting starts at 9:30 in the morning. I will be trying to get there around 9, setting up, bringing all my stuff. You will have my patterns,
I do. They're
and
in
we
the
will
car.
discuss. I put on the sign that it was confetti quilting, but it's not. Like, I don't have a word for what I do. It's not confetti quilting. Zaza, and I don't know if I'm so my brain is just not working. In Connecticut, there, what's her name? Sherry. Zaza and Sherry have pieces of mine. What would you call that? I call it, it's not really applique. It's not confetti quilting.
Oh, what about raw edge?
Giovanna! I call
What?
it raw edge quilting. It's a term I made up.
Oh,
Raw
I thought.
edge applique is a thing. Scraplique is a thing. Collage quilting is a thing. I mean, I guess it really is just collage quilting. Zaza art. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think collage quilting is trademarked the way scrappy applique is trademarked. But it's definitely not confetti quilting because I use all different size pieces.
I think it's interesting that it's such an issue now, and I think it's because of social media that everybody sees what everybody else is doing. But before all of that, it was people would do their own thing, and then many times it was replicated without anyone knowing. It was just
Yeah.
done, you know. So
Oh,
the same. It's the same, but a lot different.
yeah. Oh, they must have been out. Okay. So I am going to go now because I got family. Yes, it's not just fabric, it's all kind of things. All right, guys.
Thank y'all so much for listening to our ramblings here.
I know
Again,
I was
again,
talkative tonight. Y'all have a great evening, and we will see you next Wednesday.
Yes, with
Bye
updates.
bye.
Good
Yes,
night.
and thank you, Team Replay. We love you. Don't forget to add the heart.